In just 2 short years, you have accomplished in the octagon something unprecedented. Not just to win 2 belts in 2 different weight classes, but to completely dominate the sport.
I think tonight he showed us what we all thought he was, a destroyer.
How is he so good?
In the UFC, seizing opportunities is everything. And by simply saying yes, saving the day on many occasions, taking advantage of everything that's come his way and tearing through his competition, Alex Pereira has become the face of the promotion. At 37 years old, the man made of stone continues to redefine what it means to be a champion in mixed martial arts. And he's doing it yet again.
Muitas pessoas aí falando pra mim lutar com Kalaev e tal. Pra mim não tem problema algum, né? Mas eu acho que a organização quer luta melhores. E acho que essa é uma luta aí que vai empolgar todo mundo. Eu acho que foi a melhor escolha.
On October 5th, the UFC's most reliable is back to put his crown on the line against an unexpected challenger in Khalil Rountree.
Who doesn't want to see me fight Alex? He's at his best, I'm at my best, and no one can stop him. And right now, it's shown that no one can stop me either.
Amidst all the talk of Pereira ducking his so-called nightmare in Magomed Ankalaev, Khalil Rountree is not one to be overlooked.
Khalil Rountree's not going to shoot a takedown. I've trained with him for years. I know he's going to come out there and give the fans what they want. So while many may be complaining, just trust me when I say you are in for a treat in October.
This card on October 5th has shaped up to be a pretty good one, featuring notable names in high-stakes matchups. But the main event deserves all our attention for this one. Let's take an inside look into this fight that promises nothing short of pure violence in the main event of UFC 307. Plenty of fighters may exude an intimidating presence in the UFC, but few are genuinely scary and radiate the mystique that Alex Pereira does.
All these fighters think they gotta talk shit to come up. He did it by just stepping up to the plate and fighting and knocking motherfuckers out.
He doesn't even smile. He thought him and Jamal were going to be cool with each other, and then Jamal started clowning him.
Right.
And he got angry.
That was
he
a
got
mistake.
really angry.
It was a mistake.
Yeah, you don't want that guy angry.
You wanted to make sure that he wasn't using any shamanic magic.
No magic.
As the kids say, who has the best aura in the UFC? And I feel like Alex is that dude. I feel like Yuri might be feeling that a little bit.
And in a way, Yuri Prochazka was right. There is some magic going on in the cage when he steps into it. His strength of schedule and ability to blaze through pretty much everyone has made him the most captivating talent in the sport at the moment. At this point, we know all the credentials. We know the storyline against Israel Adesanya that brought him to the UFC. But Pereira has set himself apart from all that and become much more than anybody really thought he would.
Todo mundo falou que eu não ia conseguir, que eu ia ficar para trás, simplesmente strike. Eu vim provando, né, mostrando e provando para todo mundo. E, campeão de 2 categorias, né? Então, né, contra fatos não há argumentos.
Over the last 3 years, Pereira has built himself as one of the biggest stars in the promotion by speedrunning his way through achievement after achievement.
He looks like a character out of a video game. He's there to take you out as quickly as possible. One of the most devastating and technical strikers I have ever seen.
He quickly captured the middleweight title, but when his run was ended by Adesanya, he entered the light heavyweight division, which proved to be the perfect move. He managed to restore order and clarity to a division that was in limbo and chaos for a few years. And after his last title defense against Yuri Prochazka, the obvious next man up was Magomed Ankalaev. But for whatever reason, the UFC decided to go a different route, which raised a lot of questions.
It should be Magomed Ankalaev in there. There's no other light heavyweight that deserves a title fight over Magomed Ankalaev. His last loss was in 2018. It's so strange how Rountree, who hasn't beaten a single top 5 opponent, is getting a title shot. He is on a 5-fight win streak, almost all knockouts. His last win against Anthony Smith was his biggest one, but I don't know, man.
Regardless of why the fight against Ankalaev didn't materialize, the focus is on this matchup against Khalil Rountree at UFC 307.
Your life went 0 to 60, man. You went from getting suspended to a title shot.
Yeah, dude. You said it exactly how it is. It just went 180, 360, all different types of angles. But I'm here and preparing for a title fight.
And whether or not he deserves to fight for the title right now, I think it's hard to complain about what we're getting with the all-out action style Rountree brings to the octagon. Similar to Pereira's motivation, Rountree also got into MMA for his mental and physical well-being.
When I would have to drive to the gym, 300 pounds, still smoking cigarettes, still depressed, I would have to drive down the 15, and I'd always see the UFC billboard. When I saw that, it gave me hope. I would always tell myself, like, one day I'm going to be on that billboard, and then when I'm driving down, I'm going to see myself there.
Although his path to the top was the complete opposite. After just a few professional wins, he landed a shot on The Ultimate Fighter in 2016, where he proved to be a savage that fought like his opponent was a childhood bully of his. His performances were pretty inconsistent from then until 2021, where he's been on a tear since, and is now on a 5-fight win streak with 4 of those by knockout.
The only thing that I want to do is fight Alex Pereira. I know I'm just entering into the top 10, and there might be some type of, politics about, you gotta climb. But for the fans, I think that that's something that they want to see sooner than later.
Rountree isn't the contender we thought would be standing across from Pereira next, but he could potentially prove to be one of the most dangerous.
Yeah, maybe ranking of 8 or whatever, but all of us were passing it between ourselves. We were like, oh shit, look at this. This is scary. This is the one dude rugged enough to step, in that space with Pereira.
This will be an intense, violent matchup between 2 vicious strikers with insane KO power. Although from a technical standpoint, it's no secret that Pereira is a much better striker. It's hard to pick against him with his insane activity and dominance against elite-level competition, compared to the fact that Rountree has been facing more lower-end competition and hasn't been super active in the last few years.
I like Khalil Rountree. He's very exciting. I love his fighting style. His knockouts are crazy. But Pereira is going to show him there's levels to striking.
Rountree's not going to try to wrestle him. I don't think he's going to shoot, and I think Pereira's going to be better than him, and he's probably going to put him down.
Well, Khalil's had moments in his career where he hasn't been dialed in, and now he's all in. Now he's super focused. Like the Anthony Smith fight, you're like, oh shit, that's a dangerous contender.
I really think it's going to just be who can get something first that can damage, right? Who can go out. I think it's going to be over quick, honestly.
The general consensus is that this is supposed to be a layup for Alex, but this is MMA, and you can never completely count anyone out, as we've seen plenty of times. And I say this often, but with a striking battle as fun and explosive as this one, we're guaranteed fireworks.